Hello everybody, welcome to the Quilt Show. On today's show, our guest came all the way from Ukraine via Canada, and she's going to show us how small projects help build character into our quilting. Stick around, we are going to have a lot of fun. Grrr. And now, your hosts for the Quilt Show, Alex Anderson and Ricky Timms.
Welcome to the Quilt Show. We're so glad you're here with us today. I want to say that one of the many things I love about the Quilt Show is that it's
a worldwide community.
Pretty soon it's going to be the moon too, or something.
We've been so fortunate to have guests from all over the world. Our guest today, we've been trying to get her now for quite some time. I remember I was in Houston. It was 2019, in the fall of 2019. I met her. She was wonderful. I drug you over to her booth. She originally is from Ukraine, but she lives in Canada. And as the pandemic went forward, she had to continue to be put off. So finally, we have her on the show. Everybody, we're ready to introduce to you Olesya Lebedenko. Come on
in, sweetie. So good to have you here.
They say that we can't hug, but I'm hugging, okay?
We've been hugging a lot. I'm afraid I'm going to bump up on you, but we've been hugging.
Okay.
We've been hugging.
Yes.
I am so glad you're here.
Me too. I still can't believe.
I know. Now, I sadly am going to step away, and you're going to teach Ricky, but then I'm going to see you next segment over show and tell, okay?
All right.
Take it away.
So, you, Missy, are absolutely wonderful with design, and you have a wonderful technique of doing things in miniature.
Yes.
And I'm going to say, everybody, just take a look down here for just a second, because on these quilts, I'm going to immediately assume that these are paper pieced. But they're not, and that's the big surprise we're going to go through today. You've got some wonderful techniques to share with us. You have a book that is scrap blocks with character, right, where you've got over 60 of these little designs, but not everybody wants to make them in miniature, and you're going to teach us how to do them in different sizes, and you've got some great techniques. So let's get started, okay?
Let's have fun.
All right. So what should we know about first? You want to talk about the size of the blocks?
Yes, better to start with their size, because in the book you will find size with 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. I used to use centimeters, right? So it's 9 by 9 centimeters. But people will be thinking it's too tiny and how to deal with it, and it's frustrating. So it's easy to take the block from the book and with minimum math, enlarge it easily with their Xerox machine or something like that. So if you'd like to have a block 6 by 6 inches, divide 6 by 3.5, and you will have a percentage how to enlarge on machine.
Okay, let's look at the different sizes, okay? Yeah. So this one is the original size,
one.
Right? So this would be 3.5 inches. Now, we haven't taken in the final seam allowance,
yeah,
but that's what this would be. This block, how big is this one?
This one is 6 by 6.
Okay, 6 by 6, and then this one is?
9 by 9.
9 by 9. And you're saying you can make these any size. It doesn't have to be 3, 6,
no,
9.
No,
and this
absolutely.
one is?
This one, 12 by 12.
12 by 12.
Yep.
All right. So now in I don't even know where to go to right here. I think what I want to talk about is the size. How do you get that size to the next level?
To the next level, you need some primitive math, okay? So it will be one count. You need to divide the size you'd like to have
by the original. I want to have 6, for example.
Okay, so you need to divide 6 by 3.5 inches, and you will get a percentage for enlarging in your machine.
All right, so if I take the pattern from your book and I put it on my copy machine and I enter, is that a 141? I have my eyes.
171.
Oh, see, 171. I don't have my eyes on. I guess I could put my eyes on. 171 will get you to 6 inches.
Correct.
All right. Now here's the 9-inch version.
9-inch version will same math with division, so it will be 9 by 3.5 inches, and you get 257 to
Okay,
enlarge.
percentage.
Yep.
All right. And let's go larger to the 12-inch.
To the 12-inch, you will need to enlarge by 343%.
Okay. Now, I'm going to just say, I don't have a printer that prints this big, right? So what's
Not
the
a-
problem?
Not a problem, actually, because you can enlarge by section. On paper size you have, and then with easy cutting, and because you have all your lines, you can glue it together and have a template the needed size.
Okay, that's really, really wonderful. And for people that are really scared of the teeny, tiny ones, this isn't quite so scary.
No,
And it's still just as cute, right?
and it's fun, and it could be used in any size of the quilt.
I'm going to just quickly just show the cover of the book because I want everybody to see all of the different kinds of images that are there for your designs. You have so many, and we're going to see more of those as we go. But now I want to talk about the process that you have for doing this. Can you share that with us?
Absolutely. So the first step, you
Oh,
pick
yeah,
up
you're
the
gonna do-
size, right? Then you need to pick up how to make a template. So we made some preparation before the show, right?
Right.
So in my practice, I love to use transfer paper. Why? Because it's a perfect tool for putting fabric down if you don't use any special programs or you don't have any, like sometimes we lack of imagination and like putting colors together. So not to have disappointment at the end, I usually put fabric just behind the transfer paper and I see whether it's placed together in the right place.
All right, and so in this case, you have just traced the design
Yeah.
from here onto here.
Transfer paper, and then I mark numbers of fabric. Actually, it's not numbers of steps. I number fabric, so number 1, it will
It's
be
fabric
fabric
1.
for cat.
So let me come back to
Yeah.
this because you've got a gray cat.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing
1,
1,
1,
1, 1, and all of those are gray,
Yeah.
and even the little feet that are
Feet,
here
yeah.
are number 1s.
Right.
So you know what fabric that is. And I suppose by using the transfer paper, if you've got like a print and it could have a feather or who knows, you
Yeah.
could fussy place it because you can see through it to
Wi-
get
yeah.
just exactly what you want to go there.
Correctly, brilliant actually.
Oh, well, okay,
Yeah.
that's the idea. All right, so tell me about how do you then get the templates onto the fabrics?
Okay, so next step, we cut our templates into pieces. So we cut them all like this.
All right, now some of these are upside down, some of them are right side up.
That's the great question, Ricky. That's help you when you have numbers. And if you reverse, you see that the number is reversed.
Right, so you know
Or,
it's, yeah.
Or if you using a printed version, with that you see that it will be reversed because you have a color on the right side.
Sure. Now, when you, I assume that you're going to put this on the fabric and trace the template. Is that?
To the wrong side of the fabric.
Okay, does that mean the numbers need to be upside down?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you'd like to have cat as same direction looking as on the template, you will need to
Flip it
reverse.
over.
Yep.
All right.
Or if you'd like to have it in another direction, you can use
it
right
up.
away.
But they all need to be the same regardless, either all up or all down.
Yeah, or you can have some more blocks at the end.
Some odd blocks at the end. We always have mistakes, and we're trying to make lemonade out of lemons sometimes.
It's not mistakes, it's variations.
Okay, variations,
Yes.
right? All right, very good. All right, so let's move over here because
Right.
you're doing a 12-inch block of the cat today.
Yes,
You've
to
already
show it's better.
let's look at the back side and show.
Oh,
that-
there is a very interesting trick with cutting. I'm using pinking shears for cutting my fabric.
And can you explain why you're doing that? And I have, honestly, in my days of quilting, my granny had a pair of these, And we use them, but in my quilting days, I've not. So what got you interested in using pinking
That's a
shears?
perfect tool when you'd like to avoid frying edges of the fabric. So you see, it's not beautiful. And when you have tiny pieces, that could be a trouble.
Okay.
And it will be mess, and I don't like mess.
And does that not happen with...
No,
Oh
you
my
see.
gosh, I didn't realize that.
And it's brilliant. And you can control how you cut.
All right, so then I have another question. Quilters are always into this 1/4 inch. We must cut a perfect 1/4 inch, and we must place the edges together in order to sew it together. So
Yeah.
was that happening in your world?
In my world of putty, no, because I'm drawing. I'm
So,
drawing
all
that
right, so-
template. So I'm not very good. Like, okay, so we have it right here. When we draw it, we have a line.
Right.
So, and it's actually depends on how good your eye is, whether it's trained or not, but you have a line to put pieces together, to pin them, and just sew through the line.
All right, and I will tell you, I have, well, in my entire life, struggled with 1/4 inch. I mean, I can do a 1/4 inch, don't get me wrong, but it's a hard, tedious thing to do. But you tell me to sew on a line, I can sew on a line.
Yeah.
So that's what you've got going on here, right?
Right.
All right,
And that gives you freedom not to use paper if you don't like to.
perfect. All
And
right.
control of putting pieces together step by step.
Well, I will tell everyone on this is what's going to really knock my socks off. I'm going back to this little tiny itty bitty cat, all right? You are about to show us how you put that together, but I'm going to surprise everybody because it is not paper pieced. When I flip this over, yes, there are some machine stitched seams on here, but all of this little tiny stuff is hand pieced. And I think people are going to go scream and run away right now, but you have to convince them, no, this is easy.
No. It's very easy and it's so quickly and fun.
So show us how to do that.
I will need thread, needle,
And you need a
pin,
thimble. You need a
and the scissors.
pen and scissors.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and what we are going to do, we are going to take steps of putting everything together, correct? We have it here.
All right, let me get this
Yeah.
in. So this is the cat, and this shows the guide of what goes first, right? These two, and then second and third. So in the book, all of the steps are there shown in the order they need to go.
Correctly.
So let's look now. I'm looking at number 1 is going to be, is it these?
It could be this, or we can have ears, but ears are bigger than these tiny triangles. So let's start with triangles then. So I pin 2,
Oh, wow, you got it right there.
yep.
Now, do you care about the pins that you're using? Oh,
I-
whoa. Whoa, you didn't pin this side.
No, because
You're just going to start stitching with the pin. You don't have to have a pin there.
No, you don't have a pin.
Okay, that was a big surprise.
And because you have a line, you don't need to control anything. Just control that you're going through layers and staying on the line.
Oh my.
You see how
And
easy?
it might be 4 or 5 stitches is enough to
that's
do
it.
that. Now, what about the knot? Did you have a knot
Yes.
for that?
I'm sorry I forgot to say
Okay.
that, yes, I have a knot.
Okay, all right.
So, but
And then you take the pin out.
yeah, I'm taking pin out and I just make several stitches here and fix it.
You a little back stitch or something
Yeah.
at the end?
At the end and make a knot.
Okay.
I like to make knots.
So you go through, come up, just a little
Knot.
bite,
Yeah, like
and
A
through the
loop.
loop. I remember when my granny did that. Notice I
Yeah,
say I
I'm
didn't remember when
old-fashioned.
I did that.
and
But I have done it before. That's the truth. I really have.
And you see, it's fun and it's quicker than you can expect. So you can finger
Well,
press.
I have to honestly say, just this moment was very relaxing for me. That was very relaxing. All right, so
You see?
you sew these together, and
You sew
then
this together, you can finger press, you can iron press, or you have a special tool for
like a presser,
yeah.
like a wooden presser.
yeah. I guess we have one on our table.
Okay.
But for this tiny piece, we don't need it
So
actually.
my next question, Olesya, is at which point do you stop doing the handwork and go to matching the seams with pins and going to the sewing machine?
As soon as you feel confident about using machine, because sometimes I feel quite okay with such triangles, but if you have doubts, better to wait till you have at least 2 or 2.5 inches.
All right, so I'm just going to go over to here's the cat getting put together. This has been hand done. You continue with the steps. For the sake of time, I'm moving on to here where you've got the entire block put together, and you're finishing this up with a little bit of paint, right?
Right.
And some hand stitches for some embellishment, just to create the claws and the whiskers. I guess you could do that with paint if you wanted, but it's sure a lot more adorable.
Absolutely. Adorable when it's a big size, but when it's smaller, better to use paint because it gives you more freedom and you don't need to have troubles with your fingers.
All right. So thank you so much. This has been exciting so far. We are going to get to know you and really see your quilts when we come back after the break, okay?
Sure,
All right.
absolutely.
We'll be right back,
See you.
everybody.
On the next Quilt Show, Libby Williamson is back and better than ever.
Wait till you see all the exciting things she's doing with fabric art.
She has so many tricks up her artistic sleeves, and she's showing us a range of projects from cute to complex.
See how she embellishes fabric panels that she creates. And what's the background on these?
This is actually Home Depot drop cloth that I love to use.
Then, when I took her class on Wonky Sisters, I insisted that she come on and do these dazzling dames.
This looks complex,
Yes.
but what I wanted to do and show you how this breaks down into very, very simple shapes.
Plus, don't miss how she creates her jaw-dropping rope quilts. Yes, rope. Quilts that use rope instead of quilt batting.
Join us for our play date with Libby as we explore the levels of her artistry, from playful to poignant.
On the next Quilt Show.
Welcome back. That was so interesting over there in the detail, but you kind of make it doable, right?
Right.
Just love it. Now I want to start with that. You kind of started with dolls, right?
Right.
Let's talk about that.
It was the start actually because I couldn't continue cross-stitching because I had a newborn and it's luxury in time. So I was browsing the internet and I was looking for something that I can make like very quickly. So I saw the primitive dolls and I said, let's try that. I will never ever show anyone even a picture of my first doll. It was just terrible.
I think we all feel that way about our first work.
Yeah. So I have it, but I won't. No, it's just for my okay. You were there. Yeah.
We all start somewhere. I'm sorry. That's how it has to be.
Exactly.
And I found out that it's quite hard to find materials and fabrics. So I started to order abroad some, and that's how I first organized my first shop.
Okay, and you were in Ukraine at this time.
Right.
Let's just establish that
yeah.
where you were.
Yeah, so it was Ukrainian market just started growing. So, and of course we're trying to find out new materials, new tools, new techniques to bring and teach people because it's so incredible when you share with something new, something that you have, you can do it by yourself immediately, like nothing, right? Something flat, and boom! In several hours, you have something
wonderful,
touchable.
Yeah,
you know,
wonderful.
yeah, and it doesn't matter how old are you or like what are you doing in the real world. Okay, so you can come to your studio to have a class and have a wonderful thing to go with you.
But then you went flat.
Yes,
Let's take
I
a look.
was spoiled.
But then you went
So
flat.
let's get to Canada. That's what, 2019 or something like this? When,
Yes, that was the first step when I met people in Quilt Canada, and I was like, wow, people can do that.
How did you end up in Quilt Canada, though? I mean, what?
My brother invited me to visit his family. We didn't see each other for quite a long time, and he like, hey, why you don't come up with your family, and we will show you Canada. We came, and of course I couldn't stay, just stay. I started to browsing. I said, there is a quilt show. I need to go. Whether they have a dog, whether they have, I need to go there. I just need to be there. So I attended as a guest, and I met incredible people. So they were so friendly. They were showing me, and I met several editors-in-chief there. I met guilds. And that was the first time that I realized that there is a special guild for such things. No, wow.
Right.
Wow.
I know this feeling, really.
I think we've all kind of, and the magic, and you bring the magic to the whole thing.
Yeah, because, you know, like, people, more people, and they talk the same languages. You don't need to explain anything.
Well, I want to take a look at the first quilt because that one needs explanation.
So,
a little bit,
This is your 365 quilt, and it's called that because?
That's called because I decided as a new shiny girl after I sold out my shop and I needed to do something, and I had a lot of scraps for my student classes. So okay, but again, lack of time. I need something tiny that I can do whatever during one day. So, and one person inspired me for that because she made a sketch a day of a flower. So
a sketch a day.
Yeah.
A sketch a day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, I can make a block a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why
it sounds
not?
logical to me.
Absolutely. It's totally logical.
And how did that go?
First it was like, I was like, oh yeah, I will figure out how to do this. And then I tried paper piecing, and I understood that I'm totally, I screw it up. I said, okay, I will cut it by pieces and I will put it together. And it worked.
And there you have it.
And that's what you guys just did in the last segment.
And this shows your love of character. With the dolls that started, which are of course personalities, you now have put personalities into quilt blocks, and that's what I really take away from this quilt, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, absolutely, because I'm a bookworm as well. So I read a lot and I need to do mix of it, and I wanted to show it in fabrics. Also, I'm a big fan of everything. So I like shows, I like books, and I love cartoons.
Okay, well, we need to move on.
Yeah,
Tell
so
us
let's
about
go.
The hoops.
So the hoops.
The hoops. Tell us about
The
that.
hoops. The hoops. It's a new format. It's the same block, but if you don't know what to do with it, but you really love it, put it in a hoop.
Put it in a hoop and you can hang it.
Yeah.
Right. It
And
doesn't
it's a
have
piece
to be
of art.
it doesn't have to be a UFO just laying in a bag somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
That's
I love
that's
that.
the reason.
Right.
All right, so let's move on to I'm calling it the
red
quilt.
And it's called?
It's called Pick Me.
And why? And why?
Yeah, because cats with candy paws sharing hearts, and white cat picking red cat, black cat, or maybe a white cat.
That's
I
lovely.
love
That
it.
is so funny.
Now you are a foxy woman here.
Absolutely. This is like my totem animal, so I love them in any case. So, and the quilt we are talking about, it's cunning as a fox because you can find a rabbit somewhere in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I see
Really?
that rabbit. Do you see the rabbit down there? It's next to the
Oh.
last rabbit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always fun to have a surprise, right?
Yeah, that's why it's about characters, always. So, foxes, oh, rabbit, okay.
Okay, so we're going to look at the Sheldon.
Yes. Okay. Now
And this is Big Bang Sheldon.
Yes, this is the Bang Bang Sheldon, like I said, grown-up Sheldon, okay, so, and when I saw his costumes and his style, so, okay, why not to make a quilt? And to make it like for Father's Day or something, but it's Sheldon. And then I couldn't stop myself. They made a young Sheldon. How you can have a grown-up Sheldon without a young Sheldon block.
And this is the young Sheldon?
Yes, this is a
that's
young Sheldon.
hilarious. Hilarious.
How much fun is that? I love that.
Now, you've only been quilting for 5 years or something?
Nearby, yeah,
And you've written how many books?
3.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
And during the pandemic, when of course we were trying to get you on the show, you just continued writing and
Yeah.
continue to do your thing. So,
Yeah, I couldn't stop.
all right. So now let's talk about this blue and yellow quilt. I wonder what that represents.
This represents Ukrainian art. I inspired by my Ukrainian heritage, and I call it like a knot for luck. Okay, so.
Oh, a knot for luck.
Yeah. It's a very cross-stitching design. It's flower. It's classical Ukrainian cross-stitch flower, actually.
Well, I was waiting here. The book is gone, but there was this beautiful book, and it had you have regions, and every
Yes.
region has its
Yeah.
own thing going on, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Lovely,
Well,
lovely.
and we're going to dig a little bit into your Ukrainian heritage
Yes.
and so forth in the after
After
set. So
set,
you
yeah.
guys want to be sure to stick around for that.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, what are you going to teach Alex?
what are you teaching
Yeah,
me?
What are you going to do?
Okay, I will teach you how to make a beer.
Okay. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to play.
I wish that you could be a little happier. If we could maybe just start over so that you could show us a few
Pick
more
up your
smiles
mood,
today,
man.
right?
Okay, worse.
All right. Well,
have so many ideas.
we're gonna make sure that you have the bare necessities for the bear when we come back after the break, everybody.
We're back. It's my turn with Olesya, and I'm very excited because you're going to teach us how to do these adorable dimensional animals. I mean, they're so cute.
Yes.
Mr. Panda over here. And what's this, Mr. White Bear?
Yes.
Okay.
Polar one.
Polar bear.
one,
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to just say that the pattern is in this book. So, whoops, there go. So, and they're adorable projects. But I want to get going on this because there's a lot to do. I'm going to start with Mr. Panda, if that's okay.
Yes, he's a clumsy bear, and he's so funny, and it's a Mr. Cuteness, you know.
Okay. Well, what do we do to get started with this guy?
To start, first of all, prepare all your fabrics you will need. So actually, for this project, we need black and white.
Polar's not having a good time.
Yes,
There he goes.
Okay, he's ignoring us. That's
So
okay.
this is what we're doing here?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what we're doing here. We stitch two fabrics together to have black and white. Then we trace their template to the wrong side of the fabric, putting this line just the stitching line together.
Okay, so I have a question for you. You can sew this by hand, you can sew it by machine in this case.
I'm started to be spoiled, and I'm sewing mostly by machine.
And
yeah.
you are still pinking the edges.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show this here. So just so we would fold it in half, right? Right, and then cut the whole thing out.
No, we don't need to cut it. We will just fold it like this, trace the template, putting the stitch line
Together.
And then we pin it to keep our edges, very clear and beautiful.
Okay, cool. All right.
Right, and then we are going to sew around the whole shape, leaving the opening. So here we go. We have a silhouette of the template. We have our lines, and please mention, because it's white and black fabric.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Press to the dark.
Press to the dark.
And there's your little template right
Yeah.
there too. Okay.
And it goes perfectly. So you cut with the 1/4 inch, leaving opening, and then you reverse it to the right side.
Okay.
And we're going to have fun with stuffing.
Okay. Okay. But what about the other parts before we
The
stuff?
other parts,
Okay.
the trickiest part of particular bear project will be head, because we have like 4 parts of a head.
I know you showed
Yeah.
us that, and I'm like, well, where's the leaves in this thing? But no,
Yeah.
this little guy.
Yeah. So we have we've already cut it into pieces. We already prepared ears, so we reversed ears to the right side, and we marked where the ears should be.
Okay, and I just want to point out one more
Yeah.
time to make sure everybody's on game. So you've got for the head 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got it.
Correct. Right. So, and then we stitch side by side. So we put our ear inside.
Okay. Okay, but come on.
Yeah,
Look at
okay.
how little that is. I mean, seriously.
Easy.
Jessica, yeah, man. So you're going to turn
easy.
that little puppy.
Yeah, it will be easy with a special turning tool.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You
come
see?
on. Yes. Yes. All right.
Even
cool.
easier
Yeah.
to cut it.
Okay, do
right?
it. Can you do this one too?
Of course.
Just real slow. I want to show everybody.
Okay. So we put,
It's almost too good to be true, okay?
yes, it's almost true.
All right.
Okay. And you pull it right here. Mm-hmm. You pull it inside. Oops.
Whoops. Don't sneeze.
Yeah. No. We're not going. I hope so.
Okay. There we go. Awesome.
You see?
Okay.
And then you're going to put ears in between two sides of the head. Right here.
I'm with you so far.
Yeah, so
Okay.
and then you stitch it.
All right. Okay, so hold on. Where do you stitch it?
You stitch from this point to this point.
Okay.
Ho-
Are you doing this by hand?
No,
Okay.
no. I told you, yeah. I was spoiled by Bunina.
And they love to hear that.
So, and we have our head almost done. See, so we have two parts with ears.
Okay.
So, and then,
Oh, I want to turn it inside out, but not yet. Okay.
not yet. So we making sure that all our seams goes right together. We pin it all around the shape.
Uh-huh.
Not to forget to leave opening at about like a half of an inch.
Okay.
It will be quite enough, and then you stitch from one point through every circle to the end. So you will have an opening. I will
Okay,
show you
okay, cool.
right in a minute. So we made some homework together, and we have all our parts done.
Okay, let's make sure everybody can see this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're getting real nice shots on this. But where's the hole?
The hole, we have it
Is back on
right
that side.
here. Yeah, so, and then you can use the tool, or you can do it with your fingers.
So what is that thing? Just like a,
It's a stick. It's like from, I don't know, from sushi bar.
I was gonna say like a chopstick or something. Sure, okay.
Yeah, easy.
Okay.
So, and you have,
There's the little ears coming out. Oh my goodness. Okay.
next step, of course, will be stuffing.
Well, wait a minute. What about its arms? Any tricks there?
Yeah, we can talk about the arms as well, because there is a very, very easy way to have arms, okay? So put your fabrics with right side together and draw pores.
We can't
at
see it,
once.
but it's there. It's there.
I promise it's
Yeah,
there.
it's
yeah,
there.
because I hope So
Okay.
and then you pin and you stitch from one point to another all along the shape.
So it's exactly the same thing here, and then there is the opening right there. And then you turn it,
And you
then you
turn
step it.
But before you turn it, there is a very, very interesting moment. To have a beautiful thumb, you will need to clip your pore, but be very, very careful. You see?
Oh yeah, you don't want to. Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
If you have a good eye, you will have a clip.
Okay.
Right
so
here.
here's the thing, and I'm not trying to be picky on you or whatever, but I said, okay, look,
Yeah.
this. Let me get this right down here where I'm going to find
Mm-hmm.
the camera. This is not perfect right here. It's not perfectly turned. There's a little bit of and you're like, who cares?
No one cares because it shows you the way how to stitch pores together. So the bear could hold a wonderful winter or summer or bouquet.
So don't get
So-
hung up on the details.
Yes.
They're so cute. Okay, now what?
Stuffing. And then I will tell you several words about drawing the details and the bottom stuff.
Okay.
So,
Oh, you're so cute.
thank you so much. So for stuffing, I usually using tweezers, right?
Let's get our hands down so we make sure everybody can see it.
Because I try to remember the English word.
But these are like, these are Bernina tweezers.
Yeah.
But they've got the little thing on the end, and I believe that's fairly important, right?
Yes, but you can use any tweezers, even which you use for your eyebrows.
Okay.
As an old-fashioned. So
Okay.
now we're going to stuff our bear. So I'm using very soft wadding, or how do you call it?
Stuffing.
Stuffing. Okay, so I'm still
But
learning.
this is really cool stuff here. It's not like
Yeah.
what you get at the chain store or whatever. Why is this so good?
Because it's a special one for toys. So if you need to try to find the right stuff you like.
Okay.
So I tried maybe 20 or 20 something variants. Yeah, I'm very picky with my dolls. Sorry. I think that, okay.
There it goes.
So, and with their tiny, tiny steps, you put very easy to the hole.
I love the idea of the tweezers. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, it's easy because the hole is not big, but tweezers help you. When you have the second one, why I'm so particular in this question, because not to have bumping in your figure, you're going to use a stick and put it
and dig it in those holes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it around the shape. And be careful because our ears are black. Just put some
Exactly. On each
wadding
side, right?
on each side. And with a stick, it's really easy. And why the stick, I will show you just in a moment. So you have two inside, right? But it's going not in a perfect way. When you do with a stick several movements, right, it goes in one piece.
Oh, so you just took a bunch of pieces and made it one. Awesome.
Because when you do like this, you have a shape.
Okay.
And it's not going into 2 pieces or 3 pieces. And what is the perfect stuffing?
I was just
promised?
Okay, well, what is it?
It's very good question. You put your fingers together, and this will show you the proper. Yes, this one.
That's how you want it to feel.
Yes.
How about that, everybody?
Isn't it a
Yeah.
very good trick?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
this tool is always with you.
Yes, it is, hopefully, right? Okay,
Yes,
now their
we-
little faces are just amazing.
Yes.
Let's talk about them.
We are going to use several more instruments to show how we make emotional faces, okay? So,
Is it in the eyes, do you really think?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
of course. And tongue. Look at his tongue. It's something incredible. Just with 2 red stitches, and it's like, haha.
So cute. Okay.
So we're going to draw details. For that purpose, I usually use either the pen, or if you have doubts, use a water-soluble marker.
Okay,
Before.
don't have doubts. Trust yourself. You can do it.
Absolutely, because you don't make a mistake, so you make aberrations, okay? So we're going to look here and draw
little
the
triangle.
shape. Yeah, this is the triangle. You can
I'm wondering
make,
if we can turn it that way.
Yeah.
There we go.
so you can do it any shape you like, any size you like, and you can draw tiny smile here. That will gives you an opportunity not to make it.
And then are you going to paint it then?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
I will going to teach you also how to paint it. I usually use textile paint.
All right.
Why? Because if you're going to use it on a quilt, it won't crack.
Interesting. Okay, so
Yeah.
just get textile paint. Okay.
Yeah, so with the purpose we're going to use, I use very thin,
That's like a 0 or something.
yeah, it's a 0.
Okay.
So it's a real 0, like,
And that's the brush density, everybody.
yeah, everyone will,
Look at that. Steady hand, baby, steady hand.
yeah. And then you just feel the shape. Would you like to try?
No, thank you. And then do we do the eyes next? We have 2 kinds of eyes to consider, right?
Right, we are going to use 2 fabric colors.
Okay.
So we're going to use white and black.
Okay.
First, while I'm working with a nose, we are going to use one more tool from the scrapbooking. It's Stift. I don't know how you will call it correctly from the scrapbooking. I'm not
I don't
good.
scrapbook, but it's a
Yeah.
little point with a ball on the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why I'm using it? Because it will give you perfect dot.
Okay. Oh, come on. So cute.
And it's really cute because if you like to enlarge it, just put more.
And then you could just do it here without the panda patch.
Absolutely.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because Panda has black pouch around his
Right,
eye.
right.
So we need to pop up his pupil. So
And then last but not least, the bottom.
yes,
Let's
the
talk
bottom.
about the bottom.
The bottom will be awesome because we have a special thing with their cupboard piece, and it will gives you the opportunity that your bear will sit. If you
Okay.
won't going to use it as a stuffed ornament for anything.
Okay. Okay.
So you cover your cupboard with
Mm-hmm.
with a fabric, and then you put to close the opening after stuffing.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
and then just blind stitch around the shape.
When did you become so foxy?
From the childhood, I guess.
Well, up next, she is going to take us down the foxy road. Stick around.
Yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Olesya, you love characters, you love caricature, and we're going to continue that theme now with putting together. Let's just show everybody what you've got here. Tell everybody about this.
This is a key holder with a zipper and with a special pocket where you can hold, I don't know, your cards or something tiny, and you can just put it on your bag as a decor.
Sure. All right, so, and in true
not to
fashion,
scratch. Yeah.
and true fashion with your characters, this one's going to be the fox, right?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So where do we start?
We start as usual with a template. Okay, so we have a template. We have all our flowers, which we need to applique, okay, in a classical way. So we made some homework and we already transfer it on the right side of the fabric with a water-soluble marker.
All right.
With extra fabric all over the shape, because sometimes after you
Applique, it gets so smaller,
it
shrinks.
shrinks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
and then you wet it and you clean all lines you don't need, so it could happen.
Okay.
So let's make some extras around. Then we need a piece for backing.
All right.
We need a piece for pocket.
All right, and that's
This one,
Okay.
right, the tricky one. We need transfer our template twice on a piece which goes inside.
Okay, so the lining.
Yeah,
It's doubled
so-
on a fold.
Yep,
All right.
here. And then we need to do the same thing with our fusible stabilizer.
Oh, it's fusible. All right. So it's fusible on one side?
On one side.
Okay. All
we
right.
need it only on one side, which goes right after our applique details done. So, and it goes in the middle. So we will going to make a sandwich.
Okay.
As soon as we're ready.
Okay.
So, the way you applique the details is classical needle turning
Sure,
thing
okay.
with blind stitching all around the shape. And you need to applique only several actually details here. And then the funniest thing, it will be a 3D applique, and we're going to use a button base.
Okay, so I'm
metal
gonna,
one.
I'm gonna just jump over to
Yep.
remind everybody where we're headed, and that is you can see now the background fabric. You can see the applique that's going to be somewhat hidden,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And then what you're saying is that this 3D applique is going to be kind of the part of the fox, and then the fox's head with the face and the ears and all of that, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So actually, we didn't tell anything about the fabric that we need for petals and fox face to cover the button.
Okay.
So when you transfer your template of a fox, I usually, not to make a mistake, I cut it, but I leaving it together because sometimes the curves inside could be a little bit different, and it could get not a very good stitching
Symmetry.
line.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so, and when you transfer it onto the fabric, we have it right here. Don't forget to leave extra seam that goes
On the head, on the top,
head,
on the outside part.
On the side part,
Okay.
because you need this particular seam to cover your
the
button.
button.
You
And
need
it
to
looks like
cover
you
it.
did the same thing on the
With
the white part
cheeks,
of
yeah.
the cheeks. Yes, you've left plenty of extra, and it's better to be
Absolutely.
more safe than sorry on that.
Yeah, absolutely, because when you do something with your hand stitching, you want to have perfect result, not disappointed, because it will be very hard to collaboration. So then you make a running stitch to sew everything together.
And that's like you showed me at the top of the
Yeah,
show. And it's
yeah.
really, I see that can be much easier by hand, honestly,
Right.
than it would be if you were trying to futz it through the sewing
Through
machine.
machine, yeah, it could take you sometimes ages to have a very beautiful curved line here. So, and plus it's a tiny piece, so it will be quicker for you to make it together right away. Then what you're going to do next, you're going to make a running stitch all over the shape, and then pull your thread and cover your button.
Oh, I see. So here's the face. You did the running
Yeah.
stitch. It's like some people have done yo-yos
Yes,
where you do the
yes,
running stitch
yo-yo
and you
tr-
pull. Okay,
Absolutely.
all right.
So that's the good thing to call it. Yeah. So you pull it and you fix it with several stitches right here.
All right.
The same principle as we used for Bear with Alex. I hope you will see this episode previously, just before we start this project. So you fold fabric together, you transfer your petals here, you stitch leaving the opening,
Right.
then you cut.
And you turn them.
Yeah,
Right?
then you
So
cut-
that makes sense.
Right, and then you turn them to the right side and you have a perfect shape petals.
All right, so I'm going to go back for a second. On this face that doesn't yet have eyes or whiskers or whatever, we have this done, but how do you make that into the button, or do you do anything more? Is this all you do? Do you
Yes,
you seal it
just-
up?
You just pull it here.
Oh, so it's not going to
Yeah.
so that's the finished. That's the finish.
Finish. Yeah,
I had
it's
a
a
feeling in
finished.
my mind that there was going to be that it was going to go into something, but it doesn't.
No,
This is finished.
it's absolutely
All right.
finished.
Perfect.
And because you have extra fabric right here, that gives you perfect thing to make blind stitching and put every single layers together.
Okay.
And it will hold the shape because this
That's
extra
gonna-
fabric will play around the button, but
Okay.
it will keep the shape.
I get it. I understand it now. Okay. All right. So what's next?
Next, after you make all your beautiful design with applique and you clean all not necessary lines, next what you do, again, back to transfer paper, you can easily see with your design and how many extras you have. So with ordinary pencil,
Just mark
on the
around.
right, yeah, just mark around all over the shape and cut, and cut extra with
So we're cutting right on that line this time.
right on the
Okay.
line. We don't need any extra seams around the shape.
And I'm noticing that you're using real sharp scissors instead of
Yes.
the pinking shears.
Yes, because
Or
this
straight
edge will go just inside the bias. So
Okay.
we don't need it to be secure with pinking shears. After
And you're going to
that,
show us that bias in a moment, right?
right.
All right.
So we cut it. It takes a little bit time, and then next step, don't forget to leave seam at the top.
Oh,
Don't forget, and when you cut the piece of backing, you have extra seam as well here,
Okay.
because at the finished project, why you have it so? Because it goes right here.
okay. I see that. Yep.
So, yeah. So we pin it together, we stitch it right here.
Okay.
And then we have a perfect line right away.
Right.
Next step, what we're going to do, we're making classical. You see,
Yeah.
classical quilting.
Quilting, 3 layers.
Yes, and we stitch as we desire with any tools and any technique we're really passionate about. Our design, so through all layers.
Okay.
And as soon as
So all the way around.
yes, all the
Okay.
way around, backing, you can stitch around
Oh,
that
you can
pleat
quilt there. Okay, you can
Yeah.
add details as you wish.
as you wish. Because for this project, I used ordinary white threads here and quite easy quilting on the back. So it
Okay.
could be hand quilting, it could be machine quilting, absolutely up to you.
All right.
And before we continue putting the project together, we need to finish our 3D applique details. So what I usually do, I take a button and again, with ordinary pencil, you make
Mark
a
it.
shape.
Okay.
And then you're going to put the petals in any way you like,
All right.
right? All 4 of them, because Poppy has 4. Yeah, I don't know, but it's...
So you
see?
can kind of be a little bit,
Yeah, you can-
loose with it, right?
Absolutely.
But as
So
long as
you-
it's in the right spot.
You can, yes, you can play around with that. And then before you put your head on top, you need to stitch ears. So
Oh my gosh, the ears. And you turned the panda bear ears,
Yes.
so you could do
it's
these
the
as
same-
well.
It's
Same
the
thing,
same size,
right?
and it's very easy with the perfect tools. So, okay, you'd like to turn it?
Yep,
Would
let's
you-
turn it.
Okay, would you like to try?
Nope. Because
Okay.
you're the expert.
Oh, thank you so much. It's okay.
So where are those finished ones? I've lost them already. They're
No,
they're
I
out here
have them.
somewhere. You
Yeah.
have them?
I have them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I keep an eye on them. So we have an ear right here. It's a real fox ear with 2 colors. And then you just make
Oh my God, you kind of
shape.
folded it. Okay.
Yeah, you
all
fold
right.
it and you have a shape of it.
All right.
To
Show us the
fix it,
finished ones.
The finished ones have this one with several stitchers
Okay.
to hold the shape.
Okay.
And then you put ears right where you'd like to have them. So if you go right here, you have a perfect foxy face.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
All right, how do you get all that put together there? How do you
Easy.
stitch it? Oh, easy, she says, easy, and I'm
Yes.
laughing. I'm going,
Yeah, it's easy because you put it right here. And then you go through all layers with ordinary thread, picking here as a
Okay,
line
coming
stitch.
back up as a blind
Yes.
stitch, going back down and up and down and
Right.
up and down.
And
I'm gonna,
you have a perfect
I
face.
just want to go back over to
Yeah.
this one for a moment, just so that you've got a reference of where we're headed here. Okay, that is awesome. Now let's talk about this line, the bias around the edge.
The bias is a quite classical way, so you can have it with the Bernina foot, special one for bias, or you can give it a chance and go around the shape, turn it, and fix it with blind stitch on our inside stuff. But before that, don't forget that we have a pocket.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, and the mission is you don't need a pocket on their side with an applique because you're opening this
Right.
side, so it should be, the pocket should be on the side where you back.
Okay.
So your card won't flow
I
anywhere.
get it. Yeah, I see.
That's it. And we have a very tricky seams here. So we don't have a lot of seams on my templates, but for pocket we made one. So the people won't forget that they need to fold it twice,
And
press
then-
it,
And then do you stitch it?
and just stitch it. And it goes perfectly on the line.
Yeah, that's great. That's beautiful. Now, your whole process of doing all this, these little wonderful applique quilted projects are in your adorable applique book, which you've just finished during all of
finished.
this pandemic situation, right?
Right.
And that's wonderful. Alex, you have to come over and see
I know, I want
because
to.
you're going to put a zipper. The instructions are here, but I love your process of just putting these. I'm serious. It's like little bitty things.
Oh, I know, exactly. Like, look at, I just want to get this up here right now. How little can you get? How small can it go, right?
And it's a button.
I know,
Right?
I
And
know.
so there's a button and there's little pandas and dark bears and more foxes and this one. Show everybody what you can do with this one, okay?
This
So
one
get
was
up on this
special.
beautiful lady.
Yeah, this one was really special for your hair.
Perfect. Hey, thank you so much. Now, people want to find you.
Oh, I have a website actually. My husband just finished it, so welcome.
And what is it?
I hope it's Olesya-L-design.com.
Okay. And you've got your books. You want to travel. You
You're
want to
teaching,
teach.
right?
Yeah,
So
I'm teaching, yeah.
Well, you are a joy. It has been worth absolutely the 2-year wait.
yeah.
You
And
know.
I'm sorry
So
it's been a 2-year wait. 'Cause
I know.
We're glad you're here, but it was
pandemic,
really
yeah.
hard to
I know.
wait.
Our
Yeah.
pandemic. And
Yeah.
also hang around for the after set because,
Yeah.
you know, Olesya is from Ukraine. She has quite a story and you're going to share with us, right?
Right, absolutely. But before we start, could I ask a favor from both of you?
Oh, sure.
Yes. When I first visit, a friend of mine gave me very interesting stuff.
Oh,
She
yay.
gave me this magazine.
I remember something
Yeah.
like that.
Yes, and I was dreaming once in my life to meet you in person. I've never ever could imagine that I'll be here on the show with you. So, would you be so kind to sign it for me?
We
would
will
love
definitely
to.
sign this
We would
for
love
you.
to.
Absolutely.
We'll
we
get
will do
ourselves a
that.
good pen, okay?
Yeah, we'll find
Yeah.
the right one and make that happen. Oh, look,
oh,
she's
there we
got
go.
one. You go, Alex.
Perfect.
This lady is prepared.
It's kind of, there we go. There we go. Well, you are a joy, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Any way we can help you, we'd be happy to help you because you're in new territory.
Thank you so much. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate.
Okay, are we ready to do our thing, baby?
You know what that is, everybody? Yes, it's a new day.
Kожен день.
Woo!
Hey, everybody, stick around. There's an after set right after the credits. I had a great time when I met Olesya in 2019 and could not wait for you to be on the show. And we've mentioned that due to the pandemic, we had to put off because you were in Canada, you couldn't travel across the border. It happened again, and I don't want us to leave this show today without saying that you're finally here, but you're finally here at the end of March when all of the trouble and everything is happening in Ukraine. And I just needed to know, or just say to you that of course we care very much about that, but in this segment, we want to acknowledge your love for Ukraine.
Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for what you're doing, for what you're saying, and all your support. Thank you so much.
So tell us about Ukraine.
Ukraine is amazing. Ukraine is a country with history, with so incredible heritage, because art is everywhere. It's in every single piece and in every single stone. So you see the building, but it's not a building, it's a history. And the countryside, the towns, how they grow, how people care about them, what they build. Even the monuments, we have even monuments for a cat who saved people. Yeah, and we have legends. We have museums. For example, one of my favorite in Kiev, it's Bulgakov's house. It's my favorite writer. And me and my daughter, we were there every single month for a music concert. So then we have, for example, amazing artists. I can mention Primachenko. She's a primitive artist, and she is famous all over the world with her painting. And unfortunately, her museum was destroyed during what's going on right now.
Tell us about your family.
My father was a pilot, my mom was a doctor, and I spent most of my childhood during they were working, and I was after school in the airport with them. So yeah, and I was lucky. My dad sometimes brought me to the cabin, so I know what they're doing there.
Do we want to know?
They have fun.
Okay.
They have really fun there. And that's why Ukraine made one of the famous plane, and it's called Mriya in Ukrainian, and to translate to English, it's Dream. Okay. It's the biggest plane ever. So, and it's even in Hina's book.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, we are going to rebuild our dream.
Okay.
Afterwards.
You loved books as well, and you had to leave a lot of books behind,
yes.
but tell us about this one.
This one of my collection of Ukrainian heritage. This book was from Museum of Goncharenko, who spent his life being to collect all cultural from different regions of Ukraine, to collect and make pictures and explanations of the designs, of meaning of the designs, how it was different from region of Ukraine. So you can see the art is everywhere. People of Ukraine drawing on the houses. We have so many drawings in the subway. We have like piece of art everywhere.
Yeah. So even a farmhouse would be
Absolutely.
decorated as a piece of art.
Yes,
And my
with
last
flowers.
question, tell me about the people.
People, they're strong, they're brave, and they're full of love, and they will never stop until they win.
Well, if they're anything like you, we
Yes.
love all of them. So thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for being
much.
with us today.
Thank you so
And
much.
God bless you.
Thank you.